G'day guys, this is your bubbly host, H2O Queen. I hope my Dream Stream family and viewers are well. If you click on the link in my description below, it gives me more about my scheduled times. I stream every Monday, Friday and Sunday, and I have a pretty positive and chill community if you guys want to come and hang out with me in my community. So I prompted to make this video based upon the Pokemon Duel tournament that is coming out sometime this week. And I am pretty excited to give you some tips and some tricks on how to play from a pro Pokemon Duel player. Well, at least I like to think that I am. I know I still make my own errors along the way. However, I have had plenty of experience with playing Pokemon Duel. I have been playing since February 2017, and I became a content creator on the 29th of November of 2017 for Pokemon Duel, which I am very proud to say. So it's amazing to be a long-term content creator of this game and still feel so much passion for this game. So please come along and hang out with me, guys, and let's find out the secrets that lie within Pokemon Duel. So me and Afreen are going to have a game together. We'll walk you through on how to play, what bugs and crashes are in the game. I'll also inform you on how to place figures on the field. So like knowing your MPs, what MP 1, 2 and 3 for anyone those that are new. How to open up on the field, which I think is really important. So these can determine if you play rush, if you defend, or if you play offensively. So me and Afreen will show you the basics of how to play. Then we will show you another game of how Afreen and I play to our maximum capacity, depending on what the game gives us. Because there's not only have we got RNG to factor in, but we've also got the current crashes to also factor in due to it being a beta. And I'll show you how to attack, block, and defend. And also how to reach the goal efficiently. I was sharing earlier because you can also have rush teams that are more so offensive or defensive depending on what you've got. So I will walk you through and let you know how these different types of figures are going to work as we play, and I'll also just give you a list of the different types of Pokemon that I have encountered personally that do not function and cause the game to crash. And they are, so we have Pachiri's ability Run. I think Pachiri has been blacklisted, which is amazing. I think Butterfree has also been blacklisted, along with Shinx. Shinx's blind ability caused it to crash. Also Kabuto's ability, was it Battle Armor, caused the game to crash, but I think Kabuto is still in there. I also think Geodude and Seedot has been blacklisted. Any types of explosion causes the game to immediately crash. And also I know that there are some other figures I know some other types of moves that aren't figure related that cause or move related, that cause the game to crash. Like if you do like a double surround, that causes the game to crash. I don't know whatever became of Sandshrews' ability, the one that caused it to jump over, because that I think a bite did the same as well. That would cause the game to crash as well. I haven't seen those figures in ages, so I'm going to safely guess that those figures have been blacklisted as well. Anyways, guys, let's get into the game with Afreen and I. I am going to with the eye icon, sorry, up over here, we're going to put up Afreen's YouTube channel. She is an artist and has done the thumbnails for me for my manga thumbnails as of late, as I've been doing the read-alongs. So please make sure to go and give Afreen a subscribe on her channel. And let's get into this video, guys. Thanks so much for your patience. Alright, so Afreen has just joined the room, so I'm going to show you strategically how to place figures on the field depending on what MPs you have, all the way from 0 MP 1 and 2. So yeah, we're just about to start. And let's just see what Afreen and I have, which is really exciting. Okay, so Afreen has really good figures. She's got Lugia. Wow, there's so many. I didn't even catch that. Yeah, this is a really, really good team. There's a lot of powerful figures going on right now. As we can see, we're going to go and check out her Lugia, which is right now one of her best primed figures. It has Cyclone. The misses aren't too bad, but the Cyclone is really what you want from this figure. And then, of course, we have Goodra. Goodra's best ability is the Muddy Water. That is really what Afreen wants to be looking for when she is attacking, because the Muddier Water is going to push the figures at least 2 positions away. So very, very good, especially if you've got 2 figures like huddled up next to your goal. It will shove them aside, allowing you for an advantageous play. And then, of course, Afreen also has a really good figure here, Pinsir, with Guillotine as well, which is really amazing. The only figure that I would say is her downfall is going to be Venusaur, because it is a 1 MP figure. However, if she plays strategically along with her plates, she can do a Pokemon switch. So how the plates work is that there's only 3 basic ones. X, Attack and Switch are pretty much the only good ones right now, although Awakening has its options if one of your figures are asleep. You can use it strategically then as well. So what Switch does, let's say Afreen opens up with Apon here and moves Apon onto the goal. She can then switch Apom with Venusaur and then allow her Apom to come out and rush out if so. But you pretty much need to do a rush team right off the bat. So she can also do a rush with Beedrill. So she's actually got quite a lot of options depending on how they play. Afreen could definitely rush me out here and come up with Beedrill and Apom and just try and go for the win and see if I don't get bad RNG and land some misses or some unfortunate rolls. On the other hand, let's look at my team. I have Kavana. Kavana is really awesome within if they are a pair, because both of our white wheel slices become gold, but that hasn't happened yet. I haven't seen a double Kavana just yet. Now, my best figure on the team so far is definitely Skarmory. I'm going to be getting what's called is cheese wins. Cheese wins happen when I can get things like Flyway and just try and go for the goal almost immediately. And another good figure that I have is Wheezing with its Sludge Bomb, and it causes the opponent's figure to get poisoned. Also really handy. Even though Mighty Ina has Ice Fang, it's not that really great, not unless it works favorably that the opponent attacks into my figure and I can rush it through with perhaps Spinarak, who is the only rush figure on my team. However, other than that, I'm not too sure how it's going to go down. Afreen obviously here has the upper hand with having 2 EXs and some really good 2 rares. I've only on the other hand got no EXs, only rares. But as I always say to anyone whom I have matches with, it's not dependent on how many EXs you have. It's all up to RNG and how this game plays out. So without further ado, I am going to let Afreen play. So let's get into this match, guys. Okay, so Afreen has opened up with Apon. Now she could 100% rush me here. So I'll show you how the rush is going to work. So I'm going to back it up here with Spinarak here. I'm going to open up for my left-hand side. I'm going to be in a better position that way. However, Afreen could get cheeky as well and come down here and try and rush me with Apon to force me to, trying to cover up my goal. But we'll see if Afreen will open up next with another figure or just try and force me to... Nope, she's not. So what she's doing here is essentially going to be protecting myself, herself. She can either rush back to her goal, take me on the left hand side or the right hand side. So it's a regular move I see quite often, and it's very smartly played. So she could easily very well rush Beedrill down and try and take my goal. So this is a smart play. So she's just forcing me right now. She's trying to push me. She could either attack me here or let it go. Either way, it's dependent on what happens here. Alright, so we got a double miss here, so that means no one gets knocked out. Alright, so Aaron is one of my weakest figures that I have right now. So I'm just going to push up with that. So I've got to worry about this Lugia now, who is going to be coming at me. I absolutely have 0 figures at all that could perhaps do anything. I think my safest bet here is to reply with Mighty Ina. Mighty Ina here is got Ice Fang, so there's a chance of freezing. So I'm just going to respond with that and see what happens. However, there's nothing really much I can do with this team and just hope for fortune RNG. As you can see here, I didn't get much luck. So again, I've just got to wait it out. So there's nothing I can really do here. This whole team is quite not in my favor. But see, as we got here, I got the crunch knocking Lugia out, so I get to continue pushing forwards here. So now we're going to be waiting for Afreen to do her move. So she wants to aggressively go for my goal, which is fine, but that's also a disfavor to her, because if I decide to, I'm now going to be pressuring her goal, which is not a good thing. However, at the same time, she also has her Z move. So Afreen here is more so trying to go for an aggressive type of gameplay here, which is absolutely fine by me, but it's also leaving her vulnerable with her goal. So there are many types of strategies that people can play. So I'm just going to go straight towards Afreen's goal. So she's going to have to respond with Beedrill on her goal, which is fine by myself. Now, as you can see up here, Afreen's bar beneath her name is glowing green, so that means at any time she can use her Z move. As for myself, because I've had to defend a lot this game with the way that the board has been opened, my Z move is not ready to be engaged in. So I'm going to go for the attack onto my Weezing, onto Goodra, and I am hoping for the Sludge Bomb. Now, because I'm at the furthest point of the game board, I cannot do anything at the moment, which is fine. So I'm going to respond and push up with my Skarmory, because if someone attacks into my Skarmory, it's going to mean for me that I can get in my Z move, which is fine by me. I'm going to go in for my Z move. Although things aren't really favorable for myself, I'm still going to do it because there is an 80 attack damage. Unless Afreen gets the pin missile twice, I should be fine. And as you guys can see, because of this gameplay as well, I have been able to use my Corkscrew Crash. So I can easily go here and go for the double surround. Now, in the past, this used to cause the game to crash, but it didn't. So that was a really amazing gameplay. Now, Afreen, again, can go in for the Z move. However, because there are so many figures on my side from Skarmory and Weezing that could potentially, prevent Afreen from being able to get the win, it's just going to be up to RNG on how this is going to work. So I'm going to bring out my Weezing because I have the poison gas here. That is my only ultimate line of defense that I've got to perhaps hold out for a win. So we've both got like a stalemate move. So Afreen got the protect and I got the sludge bombers, which is what I ultimately wanted. So yeah, I did end up getting the win. So that is GG, and that is in terms of good game to Afreen. Now there are many different types of gameplay that Afreen could have gotten. However, because Afreen's gameplay is known to be more aggressive, or she likes to more so rush a lot and try and go for the win. This in turn can also create a weakness for her, because this could mean that she could be at a disadvantage. If I got any cheese wins are a reference to my figures such as Skarmory that could have gotten Fly Wing onto the goal. That would have been a really great disadvantage, and there could have been a serious other types of strategies as well that could have put Afreen into an early loss. And this is why, because I used to have a Water Phantom team, that team relied heavily on defense, and this is why I am mostly a defensive player, because of the team I used to win. But because of that gameplay, see how I've been able to protect my goal from early on, even though I got rushed earlier from Lugia. But because of how I played, I was able to respond and defend my goal whilst still being able to push forward to the opponent's goal. And it's all depending on what you know and what you feel is right for the time. If you've only got a line of figures that are very weak in attack damage, you are going to want to rush predominantly. Whereas if you know, like with the advantage that Afreen had like Lugia, Pinsir, and Gudra, especially for those wins to be able to get the cheese on there, she could 100%, she did the right open play, and that was go aggressive and try and rush me for the win, because I had a lot of figures that weren't in my favor for a high attack damage. So the best I could do was defend and attack on the best figures that I knew that could get me cheese, and in that instance was Skarmory, and also for Weezing, which I knew had a high purple, and that could very well easily get me out of hot water against her figures that were very high in attack. I will show you guys now how we are going to surrounds, block, attack, and defend. I'll just show you some different games and how you can open up now, guys. So this was just an all-round game showing you like a multitude of options. Now I'm going to just show you specifically how you can open up, rush, or defend based upon the figures that you have been given, and hopefully you guys will stay tuned for that. And here we go, guys. So I've walked you through so far on how to play Pokemon Duel and what the bug crashes are. Afreen and I had a match together, and I demonstrated about MPs and how to play on the field first. Now I'm going to show you how to like protect your goal or attack the opponent's goal, depending on what figures you have. So it all boils down to MP. So if you've got a team predominantly of 1 MP, naturally you'd be going in to defend, because if the opponent especially has 2 MP or more, there is a very high chance you're going to be rushed. So rush is when usually opponent has at least 2 or more 3 MP figures, and that can definitely put you at a disadvantage, and they can quickly seal your entry points, and it's being able to respond to that in a timely manner. And then also how to attack in a way that could perhaps not only finish the game quickly, but being able to do so in a smart way that will make sure that doesn't leave your goal in a disadvantage. We might have to show you this in a multitude of games. It just depends on how this works out, if we both have equal figures or if we've both got different teams. So that's going to all depend. Alright, here we go with Afreen's and I match. Alright, let's have a look at Afreen's deck. Okay, so she has definitely got an advantage here. She has going to be more so defending, but I'm not too sure which she's going to open up with. I myself don't have as many figures to defend with. I've also got a rush team, so I'm hoping Afreen will respond with defending. So she's going to be playing smartly here. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to pressure her, because see, she's defended the left hand side of my field. So I'm going to immediately come up with Mew, and I'm going to go straight for her entry point. So by placing pressure on her entry point, she's going to have to respond with that. So again, I'm going to pressure up again with my Mew, and then I'm going to threaten now the left hand side of her board. Now she's going to have to either come in and try and block me, or she's going to try and rush for the goal. So that is the correct move. So what Afreen has done is she's responded with a block. Now that is the perfect gameplay that she has here, because this is what this is going to do in turn is that this will prevent me from being able to go to entry point. So now we can start to have a little bit more of an open gameplay. However, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to come out again from the right hand side with my Emolga, and I'm going to immediately going to try and go for Ho-Oh and the surround. See, Afreen here responded correctly once more. Now, this could go either one of two ways. If Afreen does not successfully knock out my Emolga, this in turn could mean that I could surround her Kavana, or I could go in the attack with Emolga into Ekans. So everything Afreen is doing right now is technically correct. Now she's coming in here to equalize that out and balance it out with an attack. Now this is what you call a stalemate, or in the terms of chess, or in here a draw. So now what I'm going to be able to do, this would just simulate out now as to being a normal match. So hopefully that has just shown you guys how to successfully open up your field. So I've shown you what to do in turn. I've opened up rushing Afreen. Afreen has come in defending her goal because she's had figures that are less than 1 MP. So she has played correctly. Afreen has showed you how to block. So she blocked my Ekans with Kavana to prevent her entry point from being blocked. If an entry point gets blocked, she would have to come in with her Ho-Oh and try and knock out those figures until it becomes advantageous for her to bring out more figures. And that in long term can end up being a very stale game, and also very painful if she gets knocked out, leading into an early loss. So I'm going to leave this demonstration here. So hopefully that's taught you how to block, how to attack and defend. And also, if you are lucky, you can also get surrounds, but there wasn't an opportunity for surrounds here. So I'm going to show just an all-out match between Afreen and I, and we are going to just muscle out and show you what it's like for pro Pokemon duelers just to go all out and play. And I'm not going to talk it out at all. And I'm just going to show you how I'm playing and why I'm playing like that. And yeah, and then we're going to get into the next match, and this is just going to be a full out demonstration of myself playing against Afreen. Alright, so far I have walked you through about the bugs and crashes, what figures to play in the field first, like knowing your MPs. We've been able to go through block, attack and defend. Unfortunately, there was an opportunity for surround, unless you count the first video, and that was pretty awesome. It's very rare to get a double surround, but that did happen. And now we're just going to Afreen and I are going to have like a no bars, no holdback match. And hopefully in my previous videos I've been able to show you how to reach the goal efficiently as well. But in this match, Afreen and I are just going to go all out until like the game perhaps crashes, or hopefully we can just go straight for the goal without any issues. We've so far had a really clean video, which has been amazing with no crashes. So hopefully with all the factors that we have showed so far will be demonstrated in this game. Hopefully it won't be for too long. If it does extend more than 5 minutes, I will call it a video, and hopefully it will just give you a gist enough of what it is like for 2 Pokemon Duel players with previous experience on how to play the game, and maybe being able to take on some of our strategies on board for when you are playing in the Pokemon Duel tournament, and hopefully inspire you with some gameplay. Alright guys, we're about to start up the match now with Afreen. Let's see what figures Afreen has got. Is she got a mostly defensive team or a mostly attacking team? I'm curious to see. Afreen has got, quite a mixed bag actually. She's only got 2 rare, but she does have more so a defensive team from what I can tell. So let's just see if she does respond in that way. Also, yeah, she's definitely gonna have to defend on this game. She can try and rush with Zubat if she wants to, but it's gonna leave herself at a disadvantage. So with myself, I can fortunately rush here because I've got Ekans, Beedrill, which is just amazing. So I'm going to come straight down with Beedrill, who is one of the best attackers in my team. And then I've got Ekans as well to come down and rush. So I'm curious to see what Afreen plays next. And I am very blessed right now. I have got some water figures on my team. I've got Lapras and Psyduck. So Afreen here, now I have to be careful. Afreen could come in and track Staraptor onto Beedrill coming in for the surround. So I'm going to just play this smartly. I'm going to come in and defend my goal. I don't have to completely cover the goal, but I'm going to come in and respond with that. Now, Turtwig does have the advantage of bite, so I'm just going to just put it there in hopes thereof. Now, I do have to watch out with the double Staraptor here that I could get some cheese wins. So I'm going to respond with the one side of the board that is currently open with my Ekans, and I'm going to come and do my best to rush her out. And of course, she's come down and responded with a block, which is a very pat in the back, smart play in my honest opinion. So again, now we're just going to be essentially setting up the board, and I'm just going to come in and defend in case something wild goes down. So yeah, that's all we can really do, is just play to our strengths and with what figures that we do have. Alright, so there we go. So Afreen got the lucky win there. Now the only thing that I'm going to be able to get that is favourable on my side is the Freezing Tail or Dragon Rage. However, I'm not going to attack because she could easily come in and get the Flyaway and surround my Beedrill. So I'm not going to do that, but I am going to attack my Ekans onto their figure and see how we go from here. And I was very lucky there. I got an attack onto their miss. So I'm going to, so that's another very smart play from Afreen. They're going to protect their entry point, not only preventing from my figures from coming out and stealing their goal, but also playing in a strategic way that will stop me from perhaps surrounding their mighty Ina. So they're playing to their strengths right now, which is really amazing. So we got the 50, but they landed their dodge, so that was unfortunate on my behalf. So now moving here, I don't know how I'm going to be able to go. I think for myself right now, I'm just going to go straight in with Beedrill onto Skarmory. I really don't have a lot of options right now. I could use an X-Attack plate, but I don't really see it being that advantage for myself. Even with an X-Attack plate, I would not have won there. So that is absolutely fine. Now I'm going to just keep on going with my Turtwig and see how it goes, but increasing the pressure. Now the pressure is being increased onto my end of the board, which is unfortunate, but this is how RNG is like. It's not as much as I can help you guys with strategy. It does boil down to a lot of factors, and there's nothing much I can really do here if it's not in my favor. So I'm going to immediately come in for the Z move. Actually, I won't, because if I Z move, I could easily get myself cheesed, so I won't do that. I'm just going to wait for my opponent to perhaps take the entry points. And then I'm just going to protect my goal next turn. Psyduck isn't too bad because it does have that water pulse. Now, that's fine by me. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to come in now for my Z move. No, actually, that is a really bad Z move. If you get a Z move with devastating Drake, I'd advise against using it. So I'm just going to move this figure off for my goal. And I'm just going to wait for the opportunity for my Z move to be activated, because right now that is like a really, really bad Z move attack. So I'm just going to go in with, it doesn't matter what Z move I use in that regards, but I am going to use this on my Lapras. Overall, I'm pretty happy with that. So right now I have to full on defend with my team. So I have got the Fire Fang. So any figures that do have status effects, as I'll share in the opening of my video, it does cause the game to crash. So all we can really do right now is just hope for the best. So now I'm going to come up and rush the opponents. They can still come in and attack this turn, or ultimately go for a Z move, which is fine either way. But I'm going to take their entry point. I'm going to wait. Now, see, Skarmory here is not the best figure to defend with because of their Flyaway. Flyaway will automatically cause... Oh, see, this is another thing too. See, I didn't defend here. They could very easily go for the win. So, unfortunately here they didn't. So if they got Flyaway, they could have taken my goal. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to play smart. And I'm going to come up here and I'm going to definitely take the goal here. I could perhaps surround my goal, protecting it, but if they got the thing, it could have resulted in myself. So that is the best we can do here, guys. Unfortunately, the game did crash, but I really did like the strategy in that, and I even showed to you guys my own weakness, what could have happened if I didn't take. So if you guys did happen to see that, let me know in the comments below. But yeah, that was a really awesome game. Now these type of crashes are going to happen. It's just the nature of the game. So that was a really good match. So GG to my opponent Afreen, and hopefully you did enjoy that match. Thank you so much, guys, for being here for this video. I know it was a long one, but if you did enjoy it, make sure to give it a big thumbs up and please smash the subscribe bell. All your support is really appreciated. Hopefully that will help you guys on how to become a Pokemon Duel Master leading up to the Pokemon Duel tournament that is happening sometime this week. I don't have all the information, but I know it is coming soon. So I really am excited for that. So just be very aware of what figures you do have, and just, you know, have fun and enjoy the game for what it is. Pokemon Duel is more than just a game. It's so much fun. It's really good. It's a good way to meet friends and just have a hangout, and also, you know, play something that's a little bit different. And even though it's a lot of RNG, but it's also up to you how you open up your field, how you attack, defend, and block, and maybe even getting some of those cheesy wins from attacks such as Flyaway. So fingers crossed, guys. I look forward to seeing you there at the Pokemon Duel tournament. This is your bubbly host, H2O Queen, over and out. Peace, love, light, enjoy. Enjoy this day. Take care, guys. Much love and appreciation. All the best, and have a great one.